So today, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about this picture. What do you think the weather is like in this picture? It's raining, right? How do you know that? Tell the adult that's by you or a sibling why you know that. Well, let's now look at the picture. So we have a little girl, and she's holding what? An umbrella. She also has a rain jacket on and some rain boots. So over here it says, it rains some days. It is sunny on other days. And he's saying rain. So what we're going to do for the next few days, and we do this in morning meeting, but before morning meeting, you can talk to a grown-up or a sibling about what's the weather like. And we're going to try to track the weather. We're going to make a graph on how the weather changes. But right now, we're just going to look at the picture and see, how do you know it's raining? Because of your clothes? If there's water on the ground? It looks like it's raining. It's a little different because this one's a black and white picture, but how do you know when it's sunny? How do you know when it's cloudy? I want you to think about those things. Okay, then we're going to flip the page over. So there's this little boy and a nest with a bird. So you can use your counting bears for this, but you do not have to. If you would like to go get them, you can pause now and go get them. So on our mat, we have the bird. So there's the bird, and then her nest. And it says that the bird went out and got 2 worms. Now, I don't have my bears right now, so I'm just going to use 2 pretzels. So the bird went out and got 2 worms. How many worms did he get? 2, right? Which one of these pictures shows how many he got? So I'm actually now want to just draw them so that I can hold up my paper. You do not have to draw anything on your sheet. I'm just going to draw them because if I hold up my paper, everything rolls down. So now we have the 2 worms. Which one of these pictures represents or shows the number 2? In this box, only 1 is filled in. In this box, 2 is filled in. In this box, 3 is filled in. Which one shows 2? This one, right? The top box, even though it's there, it's not filled in. Think of our 10 frame. The boxes are always there. There's always 10 boxes, but there's not always a circle in them or a dot. It's the same way with graphs. We have the shaded in part. So I'm going to circle that. Then we're going to move to the next page. This one actually has the worms again, but they're on the sheet. It says, color a box as you count each worm to show how many. So in the first box, in this first one with the 3 and it has a fish, we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 worms. So what we're going to do is I like to write on them as I write so I know not to repeat. So the first worm, there's 1 worm. So I'm going to fill the first box up. That goes with that worm. There's number 2. So I'm going to fill in the second box. There's number 2. And then the third worm. So I can count 1, 2, 3, but I also can show it in pictures. Now we're going to go to the next one. It says 1, 2. So there's 1. So I'm going to show it on here. This worm, or this one box goes with that worm. This one will go to that worm. That box. Now there isn't a third worm in this one, so I'm not going to fill in that third box. Okay, then down here, we're going to count how many. So they want us to count out loud as we go across. Again, I like to just trace over them, so I know they want you to color in the arrow. So I'm going to do 1 for the first box. So this worm goes for this box. This worm will go to this box, and this worm will go for this box. So there's 2 worms. There's my second worm, and then my third worm. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This shows the picture. These are easier right now because we already know 1 through 3. However, when we get more numbers, we're going to be using the same kind of box, but with more boxes. So it may seem easy this time, but it will be getting harder. That's why we're going back to 1, 2, and 3, because we're learning a new concept. So we're using the numbers we know. Okay, and then on the back of this page are nests. So it says, color a box as you count each nest to show how many. Have students draw 1, 2, or 3 nests in the last box. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. So I have 1 nest, so I'm going to color in 1 box. I have 2 nests, so I'm going to color in the second box. 1 to 1. This one goes to this one. This one goes to this one. Now I want you to do the other 2 on your own so that I know you can do them. So number 7 and number 8 you're going to do on your own. Number 9 is where we're going to go right now. This one, you are going to decide if you want to put 1, 2, or 3 nests. So I'm just going to do 1. So I'm going to draw my nest, and I'm going to color in 1 box. What I'm going to be looking for here is that your nest amount and your box amount, your graph amount, match. So I have 1 here, I have 1 here. If I had 2 here, I would have 2 here. If I had 3 here, I would have 3 here. Are we going to draw 4? No, because our chart doesn't go up that high. Okay, so I'm going to be looking at this page when you return your work. Then we're going to move on to the next page. It looks like this. So this one says to use the counter, the counter sticks. We're not using those today, but we're going to be using the picture. It says choose 2 cubes or objects and then count the cubes as you count each cube to show how many. So I have